Oh my god, sorry about that. What's going on, everybody? It's Thunder Shop. And I hear maracas somewhere. And damn, they're kind of annoying. Where's the maraca Chao? Okay. Oh, it's Brock. Brock Lesnar. Okay. So, he's playing the maracas, but I believe where we left off, we were about to breed Phelps and Brock over there playing the maracas. And last time we got all Alucard here. And don't know what to do with the poor little fella yet. I know I might have to look at his stats again. I think he was an S in running and an A in flying, so I'm going to need to make him a flying Chao. Maybe, I'm not sure. I forget. This time we're breeding Brock and Phelps, so I need to go get some fruit. I find myself filming Chao Garden a lot, more and more as time goes on. Ever since I made the return to Chao Garden, I'm filming it a lot more now. And that doesn't translate into more parts or faster parts for you guys anymore. Because what happens is, I had to rain grind a little bit before this would show up, but what happens is I do all the behind the scenes stuff and then show you guys the action. So like, for example, I turned on my PlayStation and I had to go grind for rings in City Escape. And then I come back here, and then assuming we don't get the Chao we want on the first couple tries, I'm going to cut it out until I get the Chao I want, and then we'll come back here. And then it's going to be time to raise boobies again, so I'm going to cut out me going to get the Chao drives, which is kind of lengthy, me going to get the Chao drives, and then I'll pick it back up when it comes back here. So even though I'm filming a lot more, like for example, when I used to film Skyrim or Prototype or Madden or anything now, if I film for like 2.5, 3 hours, you guys get 2.5, 3 hours worth of footage that I put up. If I film Chao Garden for 2 hours, 3 hours, you're probably going to get about 1 to 1.5 hours maybe, just because of how much stuff I have to cut out, which is the reason I don't live stream it. Everyone always asks me why I don't live stream Chao Garden. And I think I'm going to save just to be on the safe side. Excuse me, it took me a long time to set up my PlayStation. There's something wrong with it where when I connect the part of my headset that I use, for whatever reason, I think it's got something to do with the new TV that we've had for not very long, but when I connect the part of the headset that's required for me to use my microphone, it makes the screen all like, it puts lines on the screen, and it's only the microphone part of the headset. It's only the USB part of the headset. So we gotta do this. Poor Brock falls asleep here in a second. But I can leave the optical digital cord in the back and everything's completely fine. But when I go to plug in the part of the headset, the USB part that makes it so my microphone can talk, which I don't need for Chao Garden by any means, but if I ever wanted to play Black Ops 2 again and talk to friends, that would be a problem. But when I plug it in, it puts lines on the screen, so it took me a long time to set this up, so I've had my vanilla Coke sitting here awaiting for me to drink it for far too long now. So let's hope Brock was hungry. Brock was hungry, he killed the whole thing in one go. Now he's Lovelicious. So it's funny because they're both hero, but Phelps looks like a small Satan. So you don't need heart fruit. I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but you don't need heart fruit to get them to that stage. They will naturally get to that stage once, or I don't remember. It's either once or twice in their life cycle on their own. The first time it'll happen, not too, like, it'll be a while, but it won't happen too long after their first evolution, which obviously Brock just had his first evolution, and Phelps isn't too far ahead of him. So if I would have waited around a little while, eventually they would have done this on their own, but the heart fruit just kind of speeds it up. Oh my god, eat the food. Tina, eat. Eat the food. Okay. Sorry, he's like 2 chomps away, and there is a time limit on how long Brock will be able to stay in that state. Or any Chao for that matter. They don't stay in bloom, as you would call it, forever. Eat the fucking food, Tina! But yeah, they don't stay like that forever. Now, we still have plenty of time, don't get me wrong. Like, I can do this with Phelps for like a half hour, we'll still be good, but it is annoying when he won't eat. Okay. So now before they breed... There we go. Now before they breed, we gotta save one more time. And then we'll try this. And hopefully, I think we got pretty lucky with Alucard. But hopefully we'll get another first try newborn here, and it'll be awesome. Or maybe we'll get super lucky and he'll have an S in swimming and an S in power. That would be the ideal scenario. Sorry, I'm messing with my microphone. I got a new mic stand, and it's kind of cool, but I haven't got it perfectly figured out how I want it to sit yet. But I don't know if you can notice the difference in the quality of my voice. What this lets me do is it lets me put the microphone closer to my face. so I can cut out a lot of background noise. But anyways, let's go see this. Let's take Brock over to Phelps and see if this works. Then, of course, if this doesn't work, I have to completely turn off my PlayStation and come back. And I think I'm going to leave that in if it doesn't work. If we don't get the Chao we want, I'm going to leave it in the first few times I do it, just so you guys understand how much time has to pass every time a Chao doesn't go the way we want it to. I think I mentioned this before, but on the game, and Brock's out. He's put in a good day's work. But I think I mentioned this before, but this process is notably quicker on the GameCube if you don't get the Chao you want, because on the GameCube you just push reset and then you come back and everything's all hunky-dory. He's a little gray Chao. He came out like Phelps. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for a two-tone Chao. What can happen with that is, I think Brock was a normal baby. I don't think Brock was a... Yeah, Brock's normal. He's two-tone. You see how he's white and red and all the other Chaos can be two different colors. Phelps was a gray Chao. I was hoping I would get a primarily gray Chao, but that was two-tone, so he still would have had like the yellow mark on his belly and stuff like that. He came out just like Phelps, which isn't the end of the world. We still have to breed a few more times down the line, so there will be more chances for this gray to get erased out of him, or at least for him to become a two-tone through the genetic line as this goes through. He will obviously be gray forever, but his children might not, is the point I'm trying to make. Medical chart. Come on, no way me. No S's, we have to restart. He did get his A in swimming and his A in power and a B in stamina, which is not all bad. Hopefully we can get a Chao that has like an S in swimming, an S in power, and an A in stamina. Because if that was the case, I would not need, what did I name him? The stamina one. Viagra. I wouldn't even need Viagra anymore if he came out with a B in stamina and an S in the other two. But yeah, so that didn't work. I do not want to push exit and leave, otherwise I would have to I would have to throw this Chao away and buy 2 more heart fruits. So what we're going to do is we're just going to quit the game out entirely. I don't have to turn my PlayStation all the way off, but again, on the GameCube, you just got to push reset. And I know this is boring if this happens, especially more than once, but I'm leaving this in. Don't need the Destiny beta anymore, I suppose. I have the whole game now. But I wanted to leave this in just so you guys understand, because I'm going to be cutting these out in the future. Don't think this is going to be a permanent thing. Don't think every single time I'm going to be restarting. Wow, I thought this would be faster. But don't think every single time that I'm going to be restarting and leaving that in. I'm going to cut them out in the future. I just wanted you guys to see how long startup took the first few times. And if this takes much longer, I might have to cut it out. I forgot I don't need the Destiny beta anymore because I have the full game. But I guess deleting 5,667 megabytes worth of data is kind of hardcore. There we go. Not as bad as it could have been. It wasn't fun, but I won't have to do that any more times, so that's good. My PlayStation 3 controllers feel so weird without my PlayBuds. If you didn't catch that video by chance, I did a review on a product called PlayBuds, and they enhance your PS3 and PS4 controllers, make them feel bigger. And I've been playing on the PS4 controller, which is naturally bigger itself, with the PlayBuds on that to beef up how it feels even more. And then I go back to the PS3 controller, and I'm like, it's not bad, it just feels really different. And considering how long I played the PS3, it's just a little strange. But anyways, we finally get to restart, pull it back up. I'm on file 2. Been playing lots of City Escape to get more rings and to pass the time, so that way more heart fruits show up in the Black Garden.
Select a stage.
And we're gonna come back in here because it didn't save because we quit out like a boss who didn't get the Chao he wanted. And then we head back into the Hero Garden and try again. Now, if I did everything right, which I really hope I did, Brock and Phelps are about to sit down again, and yep, still ready to breed. And that gray Chao that we had never existed. That gray Chao that came out the first time, never born. We just erased him from time. Isn't that awesome? Straight up. Don't be sad. It's not like a super late term abortion or anything. It's just like he was never there in the first place. You know what I mean? And then we have new life, and hopefully this one will be the two-tone Chao. Apparently Phelps really likes Shadow. I did not see that coming. Brock should pass out again if history is to repeat itself. Well, he's celebrating first a little bit. Yes, Phelps, I love you. Thank you, you little scold freak. Fuck, it's another all-gray Chao. I would prefer the gray two-tone. Like, really badly, I would prefer the gray two-tone. But he's all gray again, which, like I said, is fine. He's going to breed with someone, and then that kid's probably going to breed with one more thing, I think. Well, maybe. Depends on if he's got the stamina. But there is plenty of time for him to get this gray weaned out of him. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Medical chart. What do we got? D's across the board. Oh my god. Yeah, that's even worse. Okay. So we'll leave this in. I might... I'm going to leave this one in too. I might leave a third one in. I'm not sure yet. But here we go. So yeah, we see how awful that is. I didn't even think that D's across the board would be possible. I guess what it did... We must have got super lucky with Alucard. I bet we did. Because I bet it took... I bet it took Felt... Well, what was he good in? He was good in power. So I bet it took Brock's swimming stat, because Brock's bad in just about everything. I bet it took Brock's swimming stat instead of Phelps's. Which those are the... Here's the deal. It's like a 1 in 4 chance that he gets an S rating. We'll just pick swimming. So it's like a 1 in 8 chance that he gets an S rating in both the things we want. That's why it's so slim, because... oh shit, I picked Raging Blast too. Fuck, I'm getting worse. I'm not even a human being anymore. Anyways, so I kind of broke it down a little bit in the last couple parts on how it works. They take grades. Your odds are the grades from before they evolved and the grades from after they evolved. So for Phelps, let's just say we're trying to get a good power stat. For Phelps, his grades for power were like, we'll just say D. I don't remember what Phelps's power grades were, but we'll say his grades for power were a D before he evolved and a D after he evolved. That means that we put 2 Ds in the hat that we could possibly pull out for his power. Now Brock, on the other hand, had an A in power before he evolved and then an S in power after he evolved. So then that's an A in the hat. Like, just to say you're drawing something from a hat and those are your odds. That's an A in the hat and an S in the hat. So he's a 50% chance to have either an A or an S, like either one or the other. 25% chance for A, 25% chance for S. But then because of the 2 Ds that we're putting there because of Phelps' shitty power stat, he has a 50% chance of pulling a D. And that's how that breaks down. So if we do get the lucky pull and get the 1/4 chance of him getting an S or even an A, then the other one's going to have to also be like that. So that's why. So I think if this one's bad, I might show you guys one more quit screen just so you have an idea of what I'm going through. And then I'll start cutting them out from there on. And we'll see. Jesus, I've been filming longer than I thought. Alright, so let's try this again. Go grab the old Brockinators. Run them over here to Phelps. Have children, damn it. Have child, damn it. Hopefully... No, don't bow. Just do the kid thing. There you go. Yeah, if they look around like that, you know they're about to go for it. Swiggity swoogity. Some people think it's courteous to wait for them to stop dancing before you pick up their egg and start shaking it about, but I feel no such courtesy. And Brock passes out. I pet him in hopes that he quits following us. Come on. All gray again. Is that just a super dominant gene? I don't get that. 3 grays in a row. I thought... Because your odds, I don't know what the exact odds are. I don't know if the odds are that they keep their color. I don't know if it favors that or whatever, but he could come out normal like Brock did. Or he could be a all gray Chao like he is. Or the third option, like I mentioned before, is he could be a gray two-tone. So he could be gray. Gray could be his main color, but he could have a secondary color that you can play around with and change. And those are the coolest to me, are the main color. Like, oops. Medical chart. Come on. Come on. S in swimming, A in power, we have a winner. B in stamina. This means we no longer need Viagra if we really want to cut him out. I'll have to take a look at Viagra's stats again, but that completely erases an entire Chao that we would have had to have bred. So let's go name this little sucker. It sucks that he's all gray still, though. I really don't like that because now, like, that has to be cut out the next, like, when he has a kid. How about the name Chaz? That's a stupid name. I'm going to give you 2 more chances, fortune teller lady. Nagoshi, no. Mahomushi. Lucky name is summoning the powers to be presto. How about the name? Chalulu. No. I don't like this name. I don't want a different name. I will name it myself. And we're going to name him... Oh, God. I can't think of anything that perfectly goes with gray. Why does the eye look different? think I pointed that out already, but like all these colors are a certain, like all these letters are a certain font. The I is just like a completely different font. Gray. I could think a robot. We're gonna name him 9. We're gonna name him Cyborg 009. There we go. 009. There we go. You little shit. I wish you were not all gray. But now we can make him... Alright, so... This is the next step. We bring him up here. Drop him down. Probably feed him. Newborn's gonna be hungry. Let's actually feed all these Chao. I know Phelps isn't hungry. Brock is gonna be here till he wakes up. Let's go add this egg to our collection as soon as these 2 new chubby babies get done eating. We have Alucard and Cyborg 009 out of the group, and I guess you are hungry after coming out of it. Being an egg for 5 whole seconds really takes it out of you. So, I get pretty hungry. Hey, if you could eat a little quicker. I got shit to do today. And these are the 2 Chao we're gonna work with. Eventually, Alucard and Cyborg 009 are gonna breed, and that's gonna be the really, really hard one to get all the stats we want. That's gonna be the one where I film for 3 hours, and I will be lucky if I get you guys an episode. I will be lucky if I get the Chao I want out of that one. But if I do get the Chao I want out of that one, all will be glorious, and it will be amazing. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pick up old Titties here, because it's time to start training him again.